A mouse pad made out of glass. A pretty crazy idea when you first look at it, but it's kind of known to be the future of mouse pads at this point. A lot of people have already made the switch and do not regret it whatsoever. Some people prefer to just stay on their good old cloth mouse pad. And overall, everyone has a reason why they either love a glass mouse pad, want one very badly, or completely aren't interested in it. And if you are thinking about getting one yourself, that's what this video is for. It's a complete honest review, and maybe it'll help you decide if you want one or not. So there is a lot of different glass mouse pads out there, obviously. The most popular one is the one I will be reviewing, the Mousepad 3.0. When this mouse pad first released, it went absolutely viral. A lot of people were talking about how amazing it was. There was all kinds of videos showcasing how fast it really is, with mice spinning in circles repeatedly. And after the Mousepad went so incredibly viral, a lot of other companies decided to take their try at making a glass mouse pad. Razer attempted to make one. There's a company called Glassworks who made one. There's even some cheaper options on like Amazon and stuff. And then of course Mousepad rebranded themselves to Wallhack and made the 4.0, which really isn't that much different. I don't have both the 3.0 and the 4.0, otherwise I would compare them. But from what I've seen, the only real difference is the sound they make and the grip on the back. That's really about it. One of the newer companies to hop on to the trend of making glass mouse pads is actually 4D Gaming. They have a pretty good reputation for having a good mouse pad, so they wanted to take their try at making one. They made a glass mouse pad called the Ape Iron, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but you know what I mean. The concept of it is actually very cool. Out of the box, it is a glass mouse pad focused solely on control. And then in the box, it comes with something called speed serum, which you spray on it and it speeds it up a little bit. I did try to order one of these. I got a nice discount, would have gotten it for half off, and I bought one, but they just didn't ship it to me. I tried to contact them through email, twice actually. I also even tweeted at them, but got no response. But luckily I paid with PayPal, and I didn't want to be that guy, but I was like, yo, these guys aren't responding to me. Can I get my money back? And I got my money back. And that whole situation very much disappointed me, so that's why I ended up going with the Mousepad 3.0, because I found it on Amazon. It had Prime, like 2-day delivery, so I was like, you know what? I want to try a glass mouse pad. Let's get one. Anyways, enough talking about all of the different brands of glass mouse pads you could go with. Let's get into my review of the Mousepad 3.0. So right off the bat, when you get this mouse pad in the mail, you will notice it is a lot heavier than your normal mouse pad. I mean, obviously it's not fabric, it's glass. And when I first took it out of the box and felt it, it did not feel how I expected a glass mouse pad to feel. It doesn't feel like a regular piece of glass. You can tell that there was science behind it, and they made it to be a mouse pad, not a piece of glass. The size of the Mousepad is pretty much identical to a XL Artisan mousepad, which I actually used to main. I used an Artisan Raiden forever, and I really liked it a lot. I had no complaints with it. So the reason I stayed away from glass mouse pads as long as I did was the noise that they make. I always thought it was like a blood curdling, you know, fork to a dish type of scratch. But with the skates that I have on my mouse, it really didn't make that sound at all. And it doesn't sound terrible whatsoever. It actually sounds pretty nice. See, it's really not too bad. I use a Razer Viper V3 Pro, and on it I have some Tiger Ice skates, which are actually some very amazing skates for glass mouse pads. If you do get a glass pad, make sure you do not use glass mouse skates with it. I'm sure if you're doing your research on it, you already know that, but glass on glass, it'll wear out your skates and your mouse pad very, very fast, and really just won't work out too good for you. The Tiger Ice skates are not glass at all. They're actually fully PTFE, which is why they are such an amazing option. Some other good choices for mouse skates are the Obsidians and like core pads. Now, when I bought this pad, I knew it was going to be a lot faster than say my Artisan Raiden, which was actually a very fast pad, but I didn't realize how much faster it really is. I used it to play a few games last night, and it was ridiculous how much of a difference there was. On games like Rainbow Six Siege, I really didn't notice it too much. I mean, I did notice it, but it wasn't too crazy of a difference. One thing I will say is if you plan on using a glass pad with Siege, they are absolutely amazing for it because the Y-axis is just as fast as the X-axis, so recoil control is very, very easy and very smooth to do on it. After I got tired of Siege, I decided to hop on some Counter-Strike. And on Counter-Strike, I noticed a huge difference in my sensitivity. I'm not even exaggerating when I say this, my sensitivity fell almost twice as fast. But it wasn't unbearably fast, it was still very controllable because these pads are meant to be good for micro adjustments and to control them when you want them to. Even though they are very fast, you can control them very easily and make good micro adjustments. From there, I did a test on Fortnite, and yet again, Fortnite was one of those games where I felt the true speed of this mousepad. Again, like I mentioned, I absolutely love fast mousepads, and I was having a pretty good time using it. Even though my aim wasn't perfect because I'm still adjusting to the mousepad, I can definitely say that this pad would be very, very good for someone looking to use it for competitive Fortnite. Flicking around your mouse when you're building is an absolute breeze. Flicking and tracking with it is obviously amazing. And overall, it is really just a great mousepad for Fortnite. Now, like I mentioned, I didn't get adjusted to this mousepad very quickly, and I'm probably still not fully adjusted to it. So like any other normal person, when they get a new mousepad they're trying to adjust to, I hopped on an aim trainer. And when I did that, I could really understand the science behind these glass mouse pads. Like I mentioned, these pads are meant to be a good balance of a lot of speed for flicking, but also a lot of control for micro adjustments. Once I got down to the feel of it, it was very nice, and I was hitting a lot of shots, and I was actually a lot more accurate than I normally am. It of course absolutely excelled in precision exercises and obviously tracking exercises as well. It was just absolutely flawless and literally just felt like butter. So overall, how do I feel about glass mouse pads after my first experience? I personally love them. I will say it is definitely an acquired taste, and you have to love speed of mouse pads and very smooth movements. If you're the type of person going solely for control with a mouse pad, I would recommend an Artisan Zero or something like that. Or if you're on a lower budget, maybe a Zowie mouse pad of some sort. Those are actually very good for control, and that's actually what I used for Siege right before I switched to the Raiden. Of course, if you get a glass mouse pad, you're gonna have to realize that you're gonna have to get used to it. It's not gonna transform your aim instantly when you take it out of the box, put it on your desk, and throw your mouse on it. It is literally a whole different ballpark than a cloth mouse pad. The X and Y axis being the exact same speed is kind of weird to get used to. It's weird not feeling fabric underneath your hand and underneath your mouse when you're gliding. And overall, it's just a weird experience getting used to the smoothness of it. But once you do get used to it, they are actually very nice. If you plan on getting one, make sure you are comfortable wearing an arm sleeve whenever you are playing. Because I will say, once my hand did get a little sweaty last night, it was sticking to the pad a little bit. But since I used a sleeve, I could still flick around and use the pad just fine. I use the sleeve anyways, even with cloth mouse pads, because that's just what was comfortable for me, and I felt that's how my aim was the best. So it's literally just normal to me to throw on my sleeve before I play, and every single time I play. So that was not a problem for me. I obviously just got this, so I haven't had to clean it yet, but from what I've seen in videos, the cleaning process is super easy with these. Literally all you have to do is get some dish soap, wipe it down, and just wash it like a dish pretty much, dry it off, and you're good to go. Another thing to take note of with these is every little speck of dust, every little hair that could possibly get on the mouse pad, you're going to feel it, and a lot more than you would on a cloth mouse pad. But if you do feel it, literally all you have to do is take your hand and just swipe the mouse pad and you're good. Or if you really want to be fancy, you can get like a microfiber cloth to have next to your mouse pad. So if you start to feel little nicks and little dust particles on it, then you can just wipe it off really quick and it'll be good as new. But yeah, overall, glass mouse pads, from my experience, they do have their pros and their cons. I feel like they have a lot more pros than cons, and I definitely think that they are the future of mouse pads. I was hesitant to get one at first, but after getting one, I don't regret it at all, and I'm 100% sure that I'm definitely going to main this mouse pad for a very long time. I've spent a very long time trying to find the perfect mouse pad for me. I've tried all of the super popular ones, such as Lethal Gaming Gear's Saturn pad, the Zowie GSR SE or whatever it's called. Obviously the Artisan Raiden, which I liked the most. From there I realized I liked speed and smoothness, so the glass mouse pad was just my perfect fit. So should you break your bank on a $100 glass mouse pad? In my opinion, yes. I said it before in this video and I will say it again. If you like control pads and like to control your aim more and like slower mouse pads, do not get a glass mouse pad. Stay far away from it. But if you like speed and you like having that control with that speed, then yes, a glass mouse pad is your perfect fit, just like it is for me. And with all that being said, I hope you guys made your final decision based off this video. If you do decide to cop one, or you have one, let me know your experiences with it in the comments down below. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe as always, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.